Being fat is not what kills fat people. What kills fat people is the time being taken away from our lives by those who refuse to let us live them.
What? That literally makes no fucking sense. No one's taking time away from you apart from that Krispy Kreme donut and a strawberry milkshake. I feel like some of the calories are getting to these people's brains because some of them are stupid as shit. Listen, you can feel as positive as you want about your body, but your knees, hips, joints, and arteries are not gonna share the same feelings. Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, Gojo and Toji. Welcome back to the channel. I feel like it's been a while since I've said that. Or if that's the first time you've ever heard me say that, then that would mean that you're new to the channel and you should maybe, possibly, perhaps suscribir. But anyways, FatTok. I can't believe they call themselves that. For those of you guys that don't know what FatTok is, it's basically a site of TikTok with a bunch of fat people who complain and cry and eat or whatever the fuck goes on there. And for those of you guys who have been on this channel for a while, then you can probably imagine my relationship with those guys. Not the best. Not only that, but I've also made a previous video called FatTok is Unhealthy. But that was over a year ago, and as you can imagine on the internet, things gradually change over time. I'm sure over time these guys have matured and developed an understanding of why this behavior is unhealthy. Surely this year-old video is outdated and doesn't represent the culture that we live in today, right? Come on. Now, I'm not sitting here and saying, oh my god, I hate fat people, let's kill all fat people. Mainly because they're doing a pretty good job of that themselves. But what I am saying is, being fat is bad. Being morbidly obese is not a good thing. I mean, I'm not a dickhead, and I'm not gonna go up to random fat people on the street and start giving them health advice, because that's just uncalled for. I'm also not gonna go into random fat people's comments and start calling them whales, because that's just, there's no need for that. There is no need for that. But what I will say is, if you're fat and you come on the internet complaining about problems which could be solved if you just lost some weight, then you're a fucking idiot. And anyone who genuinely believes in this health and all size bullshit is a fucking dumbass. It's because no one genuinely believes it, not even them. No one on FatTok and no one in their right fucking mind would sit here and tell you that this person right here is healthy. Oh, but when I get this person, it's a, oh well, we don't know what she eats and oh, she might be. No, mate. No. There is no fucking circumstance where you can look like this and be healthy. It's not possible. But overall, FatTok is just fucking complaints. All they do is complain. So, tuck in, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna be here for quite some time.
Okay, hear me out. My pants don't fit. And that does not make me a bad person. That makes the pants not fit. It has nothing to do with my moral character.
But it does have everything to do with your diet. You should probably eat less. Also, I don't know why she's defending her moral compass here. No one's saying you're a bad person if you're fat. We're just saying that if you want your jeans to fit, then you should, you know, probably lose some weight. At least then it would save you the embarrassment of this.
Hi, this is my flying fat review of Delta Airlines.
Yeah, sure can't wait to hear this very positive review. Fucking hell, really? Flying fat? Really?
I got to the airport very early, and they changed my gate a few times, so I was walking all over. And this chair was super uncomfortable.
You know, I think it would be a good thing if you walked more outside of airports. Maybe then the chair wouldn't be so uncomfortable.
On the actual flight, I paid for an upgraded Delta Comfort in hopes that there wouldn't be someone next to me.
Oh, fuck yeah, me too. If you think this is uncomfortable, then Jesus Christ. I feel sorry for the guy who's gonna have to firm that.
It was a full flight, so I did have someone next to me. It wasn't comfortable, but I could do it for 2 hours. I noticed all of the other fat people were in first class, so maybe I'll try to do that next time.
Or instead of spending money on first class, you spend money on a fucking gym membership. Seriously, you're making life way harder for yourself when honestly you really don't need to.
Not a stallion, cause I'm only 4'11", so more like a big ass pony.
She's 4'11". fucking hell. America is the only country in modern society where you will see this shit. Nowhere in history has anyone under 5 foot been built like this. Yeah, this is not healthy. Guys, don't do this. Don't ever look like this. And you'll commonly hear from these guys, oh, well, we don't know what she's eating. Oh, she might be healthy, maybe, I don't know. Get fucking real. People don't look like this from eating salad. And then they'll turn around and say, oh, well, I'm not promoting obesity. I'm just existing. Okay, so you call this not promoting obesity?
Little tummy rolls, that's okay. Arms that jiggle, that's okay. Back rolls, that's okay.
Okay, well, that is not a little tummy roll. That is a fucking tummy tumble. Also, your back isn't supposed to have fucking rolls on it. Your latissimus dorsi is definitely not supposed to have fat rolls on top of it. Listen, you can keep saying it's okay as much as you like, but I feel like every single joint in your body is gonna disagree with you. They'll let you know soon, just give it a few years. Now, for those of you guys who haven't been on that side of the internet, FatTok mainly consists of 3 different types of content. 1, complaints. 2, them trying to convince themselves that fat is so beautiful and isn't unhealthy. And 3, them just straight up fucking body shaming. I know, it's pretty ironic. There's a genuine hate for thin people here. And there's even thin people in the FatTok community hating on thin people. Like, mate, friendly fire. But I guess my biggest problem with the fat acceptance movement is that they don't understand rational thinking. Don't get me wrong, if you're genuinely happy being fat, then go do that. If you're perfectly fine eating 10 pepperoni pizzas and 20 chocolate milkshakes, then feel free, man. You're gonna die, but yeah, feel free. Just don't then come on the internet complaining about, oh, I can't fit into my jeans or I can't sit in a chair. Yeah, no shit. You eat for 2 people, so it's no wonder you're gonna be the size of 2 people. This is what I mean when I say rational thinking just goes over these wally people's heads. It's not thin privilege, it's basic logic. Mostly everything in this world was made to be used by one person at a time. Obviously, you're gonna find life difficult if you're beyond the size of an average person. I don't see how anyone can not understand this. If you're so sick and tired of thin privilege, then get thin. Problem solved. If there was genuinely a privilege in this world that I could get access to, then you bet your ass I'm gonna get that shit. If I was short and there was a tall button I could press to get tall, then I'm pressing the fucking button. I'm not gonna go on TikTok and complain about tall privilege. No, I'm just gonna get tall. It's literally the same with this. You can get thin anytime you want. Once again, I'm not saying that you have to, but I'm saying if you're not going to, then stop fucking complaining, okay? Shut the fuck up. Now, on that note, I have a question. In your personal opinion, who do you guys consider to be more conventionally physically attractive? This guy or this guy? Save your answers, cause I already fucking know them. I really hate to say this, but being morbidly obese isn't very physically attractive, okay? I'm sorry, I had to be the guy to say it. Is everyone who's fat unattractive? No, okay, there are some rare Pokemon. But I don't think it's insane to say that they would be even more attractive if they did lose the weight. Something that the people of FatTok are just terrified to admit. I hate to be the guy to say this, but if you look like this, then you can't complain about people not finding you attractive. Like I said, if you want to go ahead and be fat, then be my fucking guest. But don't then turn around and complain about the consequences.
This is a public service announcement for all of my ladies out there.
Ladies/thems. You can probably guess what kind of individual she's gonna be.
This summer, we will not be putting up with unappreciative men in our lives.
Go queen, slay.
So I just got this set and I look good as hell. Well, I sent a photo to a man, and his response was, "That's a nice color on you." No.
So it's not a nice color on you? I mean, no offense here, but that was probably the nicest thing he could have possibly said. Anything else would have just been a lie.
We will not be putting up with that. I just blessed you with my beauty. And that's your response? No. You take a fire photo, send it to me, send it to your friends. We will be way more appreciative of it than any cishet man out there. Know your worth, lady.
Yeah. Know your worth, ladies. No, seriously, what was she expecting him to say? Oh my god, you look so, yeah, but you look, that's a nice color on you.
What do y'all think? Oh, well.
Trust me, you do not want to know what I think.
It's beautiful. It's definitely
unique and I love the print. I'm a little afraid that it's going to fall off.
I'm afraid that she's gonna fall off. What the fuck? How are her knees even functioning? She's built like lasagna with legs. I feel like any moment her top half is just gonna fall off.
It looks like it's not got much attached.
I'm worried about it.
And I wish I had your confidence.
You know what? Me too. The level of confidence it takes to wear this outside whilst looking like that is very admirable. It's just unfortunate that that's her only admirable trait. Holy shit! That can't be the same person. Holy fuck, that's impressive. I'm sure this girl's gonna say something very nice, but before she does, I just want to say that is really impressive. It's always nice to see genuine self-improvement from people. Oh well, let's see what Majin Buu has to say about it.
Me one day randomly having the urge to stop being ugly. Hashtag weight loss. 1.1 million likes. All it is just calling fat people ugly. Like...
How the fuck is that your takeaway? No, she's not calling fat people ugly. What she's saying is at one point in time she was unhappy with her appearance, so she decided to change it. Why are you taking this as a personal attack? Well, that question's kind of rhetorical because I already know the answer. It's because you yourself look like the before photo, and you also know that with enough hard work you could look like the after photo. But in reality, you just don't have the discipline for that. So instead, you decide to convince people that being fat is attractive, which... good luck with that.
If you do not date fat people because you just happen to view fatness as neutral but not be particularly attracted to it, fine. That's a preference. If you don't date fat people because you think being fat means that they are gross, lazy, live an unhealthy lifestyle, or are embarrassing to be seen with in public,
that would still be a preference. But okay. Let's play a minigame, shall we? Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I am your host, and I just realized I don't want to edit all this, so I'm not going to make this a long segment. Today we're playing Who is Most Likely? Okay, Oliver, hit the first slide. Who is most likely to be unsanitary? Is it option A, or is it option B? This is a hard one. Save those answers, guys. Next question. Who's more likely to live an active lifestyle out of these two options? Is it option A, or is it option B? Who knows? Final question. Who out of these two is least likely to be lazy? Is it option A, or is it option... Why am I even doing this? We already know the fucking answer. It's A, okay? The answer is A. It's A every time because no one in their right mind genuinely believes that this guy is more active than this guy. No one. And let's be honest, if we have to pick an option to hang out with, then we're picking A because at least A will share his fucking chicken wings.
that's fatphobic. But to insist your preference is for people who aren't lazy, sloppy, and disgusting and unhealthy, meaning that means you prefer skinny people because all fat people are those other things?
Pretty much.
That's actually bigoted. That's actually deciding that one group is all the same because of how they look.
No, it's deciding to not be in a romantic relationship with someone you're not physically attracted to. Because I don't see a problem with that. It really doesn't matter what kind of buzzwords you use here. Unlike your weight, physical attraction cannot be changed. You can throw together as many combinations of words you like. Nothing you say will make this woman right here desirable to anyone. I didn't mean for her to catch that stray just then, but her hitbox isn't doing her any favors. Now, before any of you FatTok fuckers go on my comments and saying, oh, I'm being so mean and so insensitive and body shaming. The only reason why I feel so comfortable making fat jokes is because these people feel comfortable making thin jokes. It's funny how the jokes are only body shaming when they're fat. When it's thin, oh, it's just a joke. Yeah, well, I can make jokes too, okay? Well, some of these aren't jokes. Your knees are actually gonna cave in at age 35 if you don't lose weight. And overall, the thin jokes aren't funny. Like, at all. In fact, I don't even think FatTok knows what humor is.
I give up. Fuck this. Fuck!
Okay, so hold on.
Well, I already know what her opinion's gonna be. She is a fucking walking stereotype. You can't make this shit up.
The joke here seems to be that it's not fair that the fat guy gets the hot girl because he's fat and you work out, so you should have the hot girlfriend. But in the comment section of that video, you said this. which tells me that...
Stop. I refuse to believe that you're this stupid. The reason why he would put that disclaimer there is to prevent comments like this. It's in the fucking screenshot that you took.
You know the effect that this video will have on that guy, but you left it up, which maybe makes me think that you don't understand the effect that video is going to have on people's perception of you, my guy, because that video makes you look pathetic.
It's a fucking joke. Granted, I didn't find it very funny either, but I think it's very clear to see the satire here. Yeah, these FatTok folks seem so fun to be around. I can't wait to not make jokes and eat donuts all day. Let's go. Jesus. Now on a bit of a serious note, does anyone actually believe in this body positivity bullshit? Like, I'm all for being respectful and compassionate to people in wheelchairs, or people with amputated limbs, or people who just got out of war, but people who just can't help but stuff burgers in their mouth? Why the fuck should I be compassionate to them? There are people starving and dying all over the world, and you want me to feel sorry for you because you can't help but eat an extra Twinkie? Fuck no. All they do is sit down and complain anyway. And honestly, for people who claim to be so compassionate and caring for people of all sizes, they do not like thin people. I mean, there are literally thin people who don't like thin people because of the FatTok agenda. How the fuck does that even make any sense? Oh no, guys, we need to identify our thin privilege, okay? We just need to identify it. Now, for those of you guys who are mentally stable and watching this video, then you probably don't know what thin privilege is, and to be honest with you, I don't really either. The definition of privilege is a special right, advantage, or immunity granted or available only to a particular person or group. But like I said earlier, being thin is available to everyone. Just go for a jog and stop dodging salad. But I'm sure the people of FatTok can give us a definition, since up till this point they've proven themselves to be highly intelligent. But in my original reaction video, I already reacted to a thin privilege definition, so today I'm just gonna react to my reaction because it's funny, and because I'm not gonna sit here and act like I haven't seen it before.
Let's talk about thin privilege.
I just gotta put a quick warning here, prepare to lose some brain cells. Thank you, younger me, but I think it's a bit too late for that. I've already spent too much time on the FatTok side of the internet.
Some examples of thin privilege include not being denied medical care because of your weight.
It's not that fat people are being denied healthcare. It's just a lot of the times the problems you're having with your health are pretty obvious. You just refuse to acknowledge them. I feel like I hit every single fucking point here. Your health problems are obvious. Oh, you're having problems with your knees? Yeah, no shit. There's like 300 fucking pounds on them.
As well as everyday seemingly mundane things like being able to comfortably fit into public transit seats and even hospital gowns.
If you are physically unable to sit in a seat within public transport, then that is a sign that you are morbidly obese. And not being able to fit into hospital gowns oh, that's actually pretty fucking sad. What the fuck? Yeah, younger me, I know. Once again, if you are unable to fit into public transport, then how the fuck can you not see that you're the problem here? Oh, society, oh, thin privilege. No, mate. You're just fucking fat. I already said it before, but you can be as fat as you fucking want. Go ahead. But don't complain about the consequences. Thin privilege isn't real. Thin privilege isn't fucking real.
Let's talk about thin privilege, since you seem to think it doesn't exist. Thin privilege is posting a dance video on this app and not getting a bunch of comments about how you should exercise more or change your diet. Thin privilege is sitting down on a bus or an airplane and not being afraid that you're not going to fit into the seat. Thin privilege is walking into a clothing store and knowing that you will physically fit inside of the clothing.
Is this guy even fucking human? What the fuck? He hasn't blinked all video. What the fuck is this guy? Thin privilege is real. Fat phobia is real. I swear to God, these so-called free thinkers are fucking stupid. To address his point, if you can't find clothes that fit and if you can't sit down on public transport, then that's a fucking you problem. It's either you make an active effort to change your life or you shut up and deal with the consequences. Those are your only two options.
Thin privilege is a joke. If you're fat and unhappy about it, change yourself. Why don't you change yourself?
But I'm not the one who's unhappy here. These guys are the people sitting down complaining all day. Why the fuck would I need to change? I'm good. Save that big speech for these guys.
Let's start there. Because the main reason people who are overweight are unhappy is because people like you shame them just for existing. They're not the problem. You're the problem.
You know, I really do hear this a lot from the FatTok side of the internet. Oh, you're shaming people for being fat, or you're making fat people justify their existence. No, not really. I mean, if you want to be fat, then go ahead and be fucking fat. I really don't care, man. But don't then come on the internet talking about thin privilege because you made the choice not to be thin. And yes, I am aware that there are medical conditions that keep people fat. Yes, I know, but 99.9% of the times that isn't the case.
Address an argument that is really starting to piss me off. A really common thing I get is that fat phobia is not oppression because fat people can just lose weight. First of all, if in your mind you refuse to recognize the subhuman treatment of a group of people because you expect them to drastically alter their body.
Whoa. Stop. Fucking stop. I don't expect anything from anyone. You do. You expect the world to coddle you and say, oh, it's okay to be fat, it's okay, oh, fat phobia, yeah, I know. But the reality is, people don't fucking think that way, okay? The world isn't gonna change just to fit around you, because that would be a pretty big change. We're not gonna remake every piece of clothing to be 6 times XL, and we're not gonna rebuild every chair just because you like to eat extra cheese with your pizza, okay? We're just not gonna do that.
You're a terrible human being. Get away from me.
Trust me, I'm trying, but your circumference is making it difficult. Okay, but on a serious note, how the fuck am I a bad person for telling you, hey mate, you probably can't fit in that chair because you are morbidly obese?
Secondly, more and more research is coming out showing that fat people who do attempt to lose weight become vulnerable to other health conditions, including but not limited to an eating disorder.
Nice try though, but not quite. You see, overweight people who go down the weight loss journey often struggle with the dieting aspect. You need to understand that if you've been doing something for a long time, your body often becomes accustomed to it. So if you've been eating a certain way for a long time, it's going to be very difficult to break out of that habit. Especially if eating is a form of comfort for some people, which is definitely the case for fat people. Fat people who go under weight loss tend to go for extreme diets to make up for the way that they've been living their lives up till that point. But spoiler alert, that isn't how it works. Losing weight is a slow process and isn't gonna get done overnight. So genius, it isn't weight loss which is the problem here. The problem is trying to speed run weight loss. Because believe it or not, being fat is being addicted to eating food, and trying to quit an addiction overnight is an easy way to relapse. What an idiot.
Or even just the fat people who don't want to lose weight. Has it ever occurred to you that while some people are naturally thin, there are some people who are just naturally fat? Weight loss is not a requirement for being treated like a human being, and you will never convince me otherwise.
Show me a time in history where anyone ever has been naturally fat. Because you won't fucking find it. The only reason why you would ever see fat kids is because the parents are shit and feed them junk food. And I'm not forcing you to lose the weight. If you don't want to lose that fat, then don't lose that fat. But then don't come on the internet complaining about problems which could be solved if you just lost that fat, you dumb fuck.
What is your favorite thing that thin people do that's like quirky, cute?
Being unwashed. Or just smelling bad in general.
How the fuck is that quirky and cute? What the fuck?
I was so furious when all the celebrities were like, I only bathe my children once a week, because it just reeks of thin privilege.
Okay, well, just so you know, using celebrities to represent normal people is a pretty silly argument. And what does any of that have to do with thin privilege? I don't think it's a good thing for anyone to do that to their children. Still don't see how that's cute and quirky, but okay.
If you are ever in a public space and there is a distinct smell happening, 9 times out of 10, everyone will assume that that smell belongs to whoever the fattest person in the room is.
Yeah, well, there's a reason for that. If your body mass is higher, you'll sweat more profusely. Fat insulates the body, rising its core temperature. A higher body temperature means your body needs more sweat to cool down, plus it's more difficult to move around with a higher body weight. The increased effort taxes circulation, generating internal heat. In turn, basically saying that fat people sweat more than not fat people. And since natural body odor doesn't smell great, it's not a far-fetched assumption to say that fat people smell worse on average. That's not fat phobia, that's just science.
And then when thin people are caught as like the source of the smell, it's always like, oh, I'm getting in touch with my body, I'm trying to be a little bit more all natural, or people laugh it off and they're like, oh, I guess you forgot to wear deodorant today. But if like a fat person forgets to wear deodorant one day, it's a reflection of our entire existence.
Go outside more. Because you're living in this fantasy world that never happens ever. Whether you're fat, skinny, morbidly obese, old, young, a baby, no one wants to be around anyone that stinks. This isn't a thin privilege thing. It's a, if you stink, then fuck off. Anyone that smells like shit and claims that, oh, I'm trying to be all natural is either homeless or is just disgusting. Either way, I do not want to be around them.
Like the grief behind realizing that like we're not gonna be skinny, and like
The pain that she is talking about is very, very real.
Yeah. It's called the pain of being lazy. Get off TikTok and go for a run every single day for a year and tell me that you can't lose weight.
You're never gonna catch my size 18 ass saying I wish I was skinny. I've just done too much work for that.
Well, clearly not enough. That size 18 says it all.
We have so much less control over the shape of our bodies than the diet and wellness industry wants us to think we do, and that includes thin people. Being thin is not some kind of achievement. You won the genetic lottery. Congratulations.
Guys, she's clearly trolling here. There's no way she genuinely said that and meant it. No, you idiot. The reason why I'm not overweight like you are is because I actually exercise and I don't eat like a horse. It's not the diet industry that teaches us this. It's the people who are losing weight that teach us this. It's possible. People do it all the time. You're just lazy.
fat girls with skinny faces have privilege.
100%. I completely agree with this. As a plus size model, I've been on both sides of the spectrum.
Plus size model, huh? Plus size model.
In January, I got diagnosed with a really rare blood disease, and they are treating it with prednisone. One of the things is prednisone.
I'm sure it has nothing to do with her diet or weight. I'm sure. 100% nothing to do with it.
And it's making me have a bunch of water retention, so now I have this. And I have indentions here from my cheeks being puffy, and my eyelids are swollen a lot. And so I have noticed that there are some companies and brands that only deal with plus size models that have really thin faces.
Don't take me for my word here because this is just my guess and my opinion, but I think the modeling industry deals with beauty and looks. What I'm trying to say here is, well, just like... you know, just, yeah. Yeah.
Now, on top of that, I've had a bunch of other smaller brands and companies reach out to me for me to start modeling for them because now I look more plus size. Whereas before, I guess it was kind of a toss-up. I'm still a size 26 either way. But yeah, it's weird.
A size 26. Jesus Christ. Miss ma'am, that is a quadruple XL. Your t-shirt could fit 3 of me. Your heart is pumping so much blood around your body that your heartbeat is probably audible. I'll give you 10 years max. I'm not even trying to be morbid here. I'm just being realistic. But one thing about the FatTok agenda which is really confusing to me is being fat oppressing and sad, or is it liberating and freeing? Because it can't be both. I mean, half of this video is, oh my god, being fat is so hard, and the other half is, oh, being fat is the best thing ever. Which one is it? Seriously, pick a fucking side, man.
I was feeling crappy. Put an effort into my...
Funny how you're gonna put effort into your appearance and not your nutrition. Maybe then you won't feel so crappy, huh?
Hi. Effort, huh? I'm a goddamn supermodel.
Yeah, but you're still overweight.
I know, yeah. I also run multiple successful businesses.
You're still overweight.
I know. It's not much effort though. I also work out 5 days a week.
Okay, well, that's just a fucking lie.
I know. God. So many mental gymnastics to get from your leap over here. Now that's effort, yeah. I don't know. You know, I don't really have much else to say because, you know, you roasted.
Laughs in fat checks.
Well, to be fair here, you are the one who said you felt crappy, so you decided to take care of your appearance to make yourself feel uncrappy. But did you know that your body is a part of your appearance? Just saying. Now, for those of you guys who don't know, this is Tess Holliday. She is a fat model or plus size model or whatever the fuck they call it. She's Yeah, anyway. Instead of the typical FatTok talking points, she decides to cling to being anorexic. And by using your eyes, you can probably see the issues with that. I'm guessing she doesn't think that being fat is very liberating because she decides to cling to being skinny. I don't know how you could possibly even claim that. Are there no mirrors around her? Is she schizophrenic? Honestly, being overweight is driving these people insane.
Model Tess Holliday revealing her battle with anorexia, with eating disorders on the rise.
Okay, I'm sorry, but if she's battling with anorexia, then she's fucking won. The match was over before it even started.
This morning, supermodel Tess Holliday revealing her struggle with anorexia. The mother of two saying she was recently diagnosed by a psychologist.
Okay, well, most people don't go to psychologists for objective health advice. They go to psychologists for mental health advice. But I guess you could say your health condition is, pretty fucking mental.
I always thought that I overate.
You do.
But then people in my life would say, oh yeah, I eat more than Tess. And it was almost like I wore it as a badge of honor.
Known for loving and celebrating her curves as a body-positive activist, Holliday has been receiving support for her honesty from many, but also being questioned by some online.
I wonder why anyone would question her on being anorexic. I mean, come on, look at these two. They're practically twins.
I've had a lot of messages from folks that are anorexic that are livid and angry because they feel like I'm lying.
What? Pfft. No way, no. No, she wouldn't lie to the media. What? No. Come on, she's clearly anorexic. Are you guys blind? Come on.
Holliday's dietitian, Anna Sweeney, says, if you think that most eating disorders are visible conditions, you're wrong.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done with this shit. I'm done. I'm gone off the internet for the rest of the day, bro. Fuck this. Eating disorders aren't visible? Are you shitting me? Now, I know when it comes to people under eating, yes, sometimes that may not be visible, but are you fucking serious? Are you? No. I'm not dumb, okay? You overeat, you fat fuck. The only thing anorexic about you is the bones of fried chicken you left on your plate, you fat shit. Oh yeah, that was mean, that was so mean. I don't care, man, I don't care. I've been sitting in a chair for 10 hours watching this shit. How am I not insane yet? Christ. Guys, misery loves company. Before you take advice from anyone, just keep in mind of what they want from you. Do they genuinely have your best interest in mind? Do they genuinely want your life to improve? Or do they just want you to suffer alongside of them? Because suffering doesn't feel so bad once you're doing it with someone else. That's why you'll always hear the FatTok movement say that, oh, weight loss is so bad. It's because they want you to suffer with them. They want you to be just like them. Don't fall for it, guys. Stay healthy, stay fit, stay clean. But anyways, guys, this is in fact the end of the video. Holy fuck, this was a long one. Let me know what you guys think of these longer format videos in the comment section down below. But with all that said, if you liked, please leave a like, and if you didn't, then feel free to degrade me in the comments. Don't forget, all my links and socials are in the description. Feel free to follow me on anything, and don't forget to join the Discord. The server is open. But until next time, make sure to drink your water and get enough sleep at night. Okay, goodbye.
I've decided that I'm just going to start gaslighting people and telling them that I'm actually skinny. I'm not fat. What, you think I'm fat? What? No, I'm actually skinny. Are you sure you're not fat? Because me, skinny.
No, I gotta keep my fire on. Fire on, fire on, fire on. Damn, my whip, I'm flying. That girl on my left. That bitch on my right on. Damn, your heels, they so high.